Gardening tasks kind of never end, whether they're in the vegetable garden or in the landscape bed. So come along and I will show you just some various rather mundane tasks, but things that have to get done. Now it looks more tidy, but boy, is it hot and muggy. Ooh. Cheaper than Sluggo, still safe for pets. As you can see, I accidentally grabbed a nasturtium. Plucked it out of my green bean bag. Kind of want it back in the garden. So, I'll try to be a little more careful than I was previously. That wasn't very careful, was it? Hard to do one-handed. Okay, let's go see if it'll live. Go for a ride in the pumpkin. And the transplanted muncher seems to like it here. 1 week later. Roasted red pepper that I saved last fall. Look at the stem. Some things are worth saving and overwintering. What I'm planting here are woodland flowers, native to this region. It's called hepatica. It's one of the earliest blooming of the native wildflowers that you see in the forests early in the spring. Honestly, this hepatica really should have been planted in the fall versus the spring, but I did not pay attention when I ordered. Normally, the places I order will send the roots, bare roots, when it's the right time to plant, but I didn't mark fall. So now I've got to get this planted, and you can see there's already growth on them, so I'm hoping they'll survive. This type of the bare root is called a fibrous root, and you want to plant the fibers where they're completely buried, of course. And since I have green shoots, it's helpful for me to see that green shoots will be right above the soil line. Now, these are normally found in wooded areas, like around trees. They look nice in rock garden areas. So I'm just going to kind of scatter them around here toward the front of our steps and kind of down the way a bit, because in the spring it will be nice to have some color coming up. They have these sweet little purple flowers, kind of with a yellow center. You want to spread out these roots as much as possible, give them plenty of room. And the only thing I'm putting in the hole, along with the roots, is the mycorrhizae. I try to use some form of mycorrhizae with everything I plant. Sometimes it's the biotone that has mycorrhizae in it. This next type that I'm planting also should have been planted in the fall, but here we go, I have them. And these are called trilliums. The ones that I ordered are white. They're called snow trilliums, and they get their name because they tend to show up very early after the last snow. And these are corms. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell how to plant it. But if you look, here's the roots, and here's kind of a little point. Some more roots. So root side down, and they need to be planted 1 to 2 inches below the soil. Now they're pretty hardy once they get established, and of course they will spread. But then they can handle some foot traffic. But until then, they really get established, they need a little bit of protection from foot traffic. So I'll be placing them in and around and under trees, because that's where you'd normally find them, or along the edge of a wooded forest. Now, the other kind of corm that I planted already, I didn't show you planting, is called Jack in the Pulpit. My original plan was to place it under our cross, but then the more that I read about it, I discovered that they're quite poisonous to pets, and I did not want to take the chance of that at all, obviously. So I planted those 3 in a pot. Randy, maybe you can zoom in on the pot out there. It has some ivy in it, along with some caladiums, and then I planted the trillium in there. I mean, not trillium, the Jack in the Pulpit. But I just love the foliage on it. Here, I'll show you a picture. This last kind that I'm planting is a rhizome. One of my favorites. Virginia bluebells. And with rhizomes, you can see they're long things. And you need to plant them horizontally. And see, I've already got some growth coming up. But they need to be about 1 to 2 inches under the soil. Spread them out. I love Virginia bluebells. And again, they'll be an early spring bloomer. And they will naturalize as well. They get pretty good size. 15, 16 inches tall or so. Kind of hard to find a spot between all these tree roots, and we've got rain off and on today, which is why Randy's filming for me up close. But I had to get these in the ground, and I hope they survive. As I said again, they really should have been planted in the fall or late winter. We'll see how they do. The other thing I'm going to be doing today, real quickly this morning, is to fertilize the hydrangeas again. I fertilize them in early spring, and then again in June, and one more time in July. Keeps them healthy, keeps them blooming. And when I first do it, I use biotone or plant tone to fertilize with, or very specific kind, like for these white ones, I use rose tone. You can see the soil pH must be a little bit more limey over here because they're turning a little pink. And then the blue ones, I will use holly tone. Pink ones also get the same as the whites. And then the second go round, I am going to use a different product. I'll show you a picture of it. And the reason I'm using that is because it also helps fight diseases.
like it better when the ocean's warm? Do you like it better when you see the sun?